Beginning initialization!
Life support systems activated. Shield kinetic system online. Aerial propulsion jetpack online. Multi-tool and mining laser attachment operational. User initialization sequence complete.
Hello, and with that, welcome to No Man's Sky. Finally, I'm actually doing a recording of this. This actually is attempt 2 at this live stream because the first one kept lagging, but I was also recording at 60 frames per second, and I wasn't sure whether that would actually work or not. And apparently it wasn't, because it was lagging pretty bad. So, hopefully this one won't lag as bad. At least reduce the amount of lag times. I also moved the video footage onto my actual PC, so hopefully that'll help preventing lagging as well. So, I don't mind if, you know, lags a few seconds, but it was like coming to a dead stop, and we don't really want that. So, alright, so our first mission is to repair our mining laser, which I don't know if we actually did that or not. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, we're just about to. So we get ourselves a little paradise, and bam, it's all fixed up and ready to go. Yeah, we'll just focus that. And now we need to collect sodium. Sodium are these yellow plants over here, and scanner's recharging, of course. But we need to collect sodium in order to repair our shield. Since we started and everything we know, right now is damaged. Our suit's damaged. In a few minutes we'll see that our ship is damaged. And, you know, yeah, and if I sound like I know a little bit what I'm talking about, it's because I have. I actually been playing this game for quite some time now. Maybe I'm gonna turn this volume down, or this desktop down just a little bit. Okay, we'll try it there. I wanted to come up, but I don't want to be. It's a really fun game of trying to figure out, like, trying to just find an equilibrium for, like, my voice and the game footage volume, because if either one's too low, then either you can't hear me or you can't hear the game, and you don't really want that. So, that's a little too much. Maybe like 5 or 6. There we go. Somewhere along those lines will work. So, we'll figure it out. I'm also, if I kind of get a little distracted, it's because I'm just learning how to extend my window to a different screen so I can actually have the recording up so I see what's going on over there, as well as, you know, watching the actual game over here, which is really easy for me to do right now because of the fact that this is all pre-recorded, so I can actually look over here and the video will still play. So, but we're gonna try not to focus on that too much. As I said before, and hopefully I'll be able to say again, and this will be the only time I have to say this. Oop, I didn't start my timer. There we go, timer started. As I said before, and hopefully this will be the last time I have to say this, is that the reason I decided to do it pre-recorded like this is I've already recorded, like, I don't know, like 10 plus hours of footage, and I was just gonna upload it directly to YouTube. But then my plans changed on me at the last second because I realized that if I would have done that, I would have had issues with copyright, and it might just not have been that interesting to watch. And so I decided that, you know, I've already gotten so far in the game, and I'll just upload, you know, what I've already recorded. And yeah, I'll upload what I already recorded. And then once we go through that, we'll just go live. And I'm glad I figured out that I'm gonna have to pretty much, I can't really do, like, I mean, I'm pretty sure my internet can handle it, my PC can handle it. Maybe the upload speed can't handle it as much now I think about it. but we're gonna have to stick with 30 frames per second. I'd like to do 60 frames per second, and if this was just like, you know, an actual just like straight recording, and I was doing this like any other thing, then yeah, I could do it that way, but this isn't like that. It isn't gonna be just recorded, and since it's being live, I'm gonna have to use a little bit later setting. Honestly, I should be going, you know, like 720, but 180 seems to be working as long as I keep it at 30 frames per second. So we'll just keep it at a nice, simple 30 frames per second. Okay, so now if we can actually get back to the game, that would be nice. Right now, I'm trying to remember where I was. Like I said, we just started the game, and everything's damaged. We just fixed our scanner. I think we just fixed our... Are we about to fix our analysis visor? Yep, we just fixed our analysis visor. So we're basically fixing our suit. We landed on this planet. We don't know what's going on. We know everything we have is damaged. And we haven't even seen our ship yet. Our ship is way more damaged than even we are. So I think that's where we're heading right now. We're heading towards our ship. Where will our ship tell us? I don't know. I gotta turn my own volume down to little... Well, if I do that. You know what? I can still hear myself. Let me turn my volume down just a little bit. Oh, cool. It didn't appear up over on this screen. Good. I like that. I like that a lot. So, like I said, we're just trying to figure out... I'm trying to figure out how to do an extended screen. This is literally... In all the years I've been recording, this is my first time ever using an extended screen, because this is the first time I've ever had 2 screens in which I can actually extend with. So... Okay, so right now we're collecting ourselves some of these dihydrogen crystals. We'll need those in order to fuel our starship. Because if we don't have fuel for our starship, we obviously... Well, we simply can't take off. Actually flying the ship... Well, yeah. We don't have fuel to take... There's like 3 different levels of taking off with the starship. There's the actual takeoff from the planet, then there's the pulse drive, and then there's hyperspace, and those all have different kind of fuels. So, but either way, oh yeah, another big thing I should probably point out, and you've seen me doing a lot, is scanning. Because the more you scan it, not only do you get units, but if you scan everything and hit upload, you can also get nanites, which are useful for getting different kind of blueprints for upgrading different parts of your ship and your suit and your exocraft. So, and right, speaking of ship, that's hopefully where we're heading right now. As we can see, our ship has seen better days. And so... Sorry, just getting some water. I'm gonna do that from time to time. Like I said, this is immediately after my last Dead Space recording, so it's I still got that throat thing. I don't know what it is. Hopefully figure it out. But all right, we're starting iteration scenario. Iteration blank blank deleted. Boundary separated failure. Vessel 16 empty. Cause central intervention. Deliberate something. Press iteration generated. Anomaly containment prepared. Broadcast. Broadcast received. Traveler anomaly detected. Anomaly is compliant. Position logged. System integrity scan initialized. I think. Hopefully I didn't read that wrong. Now we'll go ahead and get in our ship, and it says iteration blah 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 online. Atlas connection intermediate. Launch thrusters offline. Shield pulse engine offline. I find myself alone on a strange world, unequipped and in danger. I have no... But the ship at least seems to recognize me. Okay, we're gonna have to go back a little bit. Hold up. Let's go back just a little bit. I realize I can control this. And so... Launch thrusters offline. Pulse engine offline. I find myself on a strange world, unequipped and in danger. I have no memory of how I got here. No sense of it as before. But the ship at least seems to recognize me. These controls react to my touch, or at least to that of my exosuit. I'm not dead yet, and the ship is a lifeline out to the stars. And we will read log. Log, blah blah, unavailable. Exosuit connected, system pilot should perform maintenance, select desired repair path. Repair ship systems. Self-guided repair controls initiated! Okay, so the first thing we need to fix is our pulse engine. And the launch thrusters also, they're critically damaged. So the launch thrusters allow you to launch off the planet. The pulse engines allow you to go faster. And hyperspace allows you to go hold on one second. Oh, that's the game. I thought it was raining outside. So, like I said, the launch thrusters allow you to launch off the planet to get your ship off the ground. The pulse engines allows you to go faster in space, in just the general space area. And the hyperspace allows you to go in between planets. The first we need to repair our pulse engine, and we need metal plating for that. In order to get metal plating, we need to right now we're doing damage container. It's just let's just look and see what we get. We're getting too much. We need an Atlas version 1 required for that, which we don't have, and we will get, I think, at some point. I don't remember when. But anyways, metal. We just made ourselves some metal plating. Wow, we are going super fast. That's the thing too. You're seeing this at 30 frames, and mine's going at the full 60 frames, and I'm like running at that speed. So, but anyways, we repaired this damaged part, and we got one thing repaired. But basically, when you shoot these rocks, long story short, disregard that. Okay, so now we're making a portable refiner. Boy, we are flying way faster than I thought we would be. I thought this was going to be like, oh, it's so slow, how am I going to think of footage? And it's like, nope, it's footage going way faster than I can even think. So, alright, so, we need to, collect some more carbon. We need to collect, so yeah, so by shooting these plants usually give you carbon, possibly condensed carbon. When you shoot rocks, that's how you get ferrite dust, and then you can use that, or ferrite dust, and you can use ferrite dust for basically making metal plating and other like metal components. My phone just went off. Hold up, well, I'm not gonna pause for this. You can see what's happening. We're just basically collecting carbon and other things we need like that. Okay, so it was just never mind. I thought it was a text or something. Continuing on, like I said. I'll get into the groove of how I'm gonna do a pre-recorded, but like I said, I just don't want to throw away all the footage we've already done. Because we're gonna start at a certain point, and since I have all the footage that shows us how we got to that certain point, it just makes sense, and boy, there's some freighters coming in, those things are huge. Well, I know later on, unfortunately with the video that I didn't actually record because I ended up recording the OBS screen and not the actual game. Don't ask me how that happened, I don't know. There was a point where it just seems like the freighters are coming vertically out of the ground, and I decided to check and I realized, oh, I still got PvP on, don't I? I never disabled the PvP option, which is something you can do in the game. If you go to your options and you can go network, you can just turn PvP off, so even if there are people in the game, other people in the game that you may run into, they can't actually damage you. I wish Sea of Thieves had that option, but they don't. Which is just another reason why I'm getting rid of Sea of Thieves. The Salt 2 is the way to go. But, and maybe Jump Ship. As far as like, because Jump Ship is basically a game that's kind of like this game, but also combines Sea of Thieves too. But we're not here talking about Jump Ship, we're here talking about No Man's Sky, and that's what we're currently doing as we're collecting all the carbon in the world and scanning things. And if you notice, the scanner is actually a lot like the scanner that you would see in Metroid. Very similar scanner style. So, don't tell Nintendo that. But it does at least reminiscent. And this game the creators of this game did reminisce about a lot of things, you know. Because there's capital ships that look like ships from Warhammer 40,000. And then also some that look like the Star Trek Enterprise. And just there's just like a lot of references to other things in this game. And that's good, because this game had a horrible launch. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna try... I edited some parts out, but that's just the parts that I wasted and I just didn't make any progress. I'm really trying to keep my editing down to a real minimum. But yeah, this game if you know anything about this game, it had a really rough start. Like, it launched in pretty much the beta version of the game. Like, this game was like just nowhere near as polished as you're playing it in the 2025 version, which is what we're playing now. when it launched in 2016, and you can see videos. Just look up like Markiplier No Man's Sky, and you'll see what like the beta version of this game looked like. And that was supposed to be the released final product. It was just horrible. It was nothing. The ship looked just almost polygonal in comparison to what you see now, and it was just void of anything really. Like all the creatures created looked horrible. The whole game just was not polished. It wasn't finished at all. Like I said, the best way to describe it is the beta version of the game. Like I said, all you gotta do is look up like Markiplier or Jacksepticeye No Man's Sky, and you'll see what I'm talking about. It just... But they learned their lesson, and they updated it, and after several, like 8 years of updates, we get the version you're seeing now, which is just so much better, and totally worth the $60 price, even though, honestly, I bought the game for $23 when it was on sale, and that's the way I suggest you do it, too. But if you get it on Steam, you can do that. If you get it through, like, Nintendo, that's never going to happen. It's always going to be the full price. But either way, we're not, and I don't know about PlayStation, how much they go on sale or something. But I know Steam definitely has sales all the time, and definitely look out for those. So, alright, so right now we're making a dihydrogen jelly, which we're going to need, I believe, to repair something. But I think that's also how we make, I'm trying to remember if that's how we make, well, we need it to repair the launch thrusters. And then the pulse engine will need a hermetic seal in order to do that. Well, let's not get too far ahead of it. Right now we're focusing on fixing the thrusters so that we can at least take off the ground. And then once we get the pulse engine, then we can go faster. It'll make more sense when we actually get to that part, but we're not there yet. So, yeah, hopefully by the time we get to like episode, I don't know, 15 or whatever, like towards the end, I'll have an idea of how I'm actually gonna do live streams of this game. I can tell you right now that each episode is basically gonna be about half an hour long, roughly. So I try to do about 2 hours of recording at a time, so we'll get about roughly 4 episodes. Might go a little bit longer if the episode happens to be like 45 minutes or something, but we'll try doing just that. We'll try doing about 4 episodes at a time. And as you notice, iteration functional. Starship privilege and vital ingredients unable to require hermetic seal. Request assistance, recommendation, iteration comparisons, hermetic seal nearby. Let's go back a bit. Vital ingredients missing. Unable to synthesis. Pulse engine requires hermetic seal. We went back 10 more seconds. I didn't mean to do that. Okay. Alright. Pulse engine requires hermetic seal. Request assistance. Iteration comparison reveals hermetic seal nearby. Salvage penalty chart from distress beacon cache. Okay. So now that we've fixed... I know, we're going all over the place, but this is what happens when you're doing pre-record. And I'm also trying to explain the game and trying to explain a lot of other things. Like I was about to explain, like half the reason I jumped back to my ship, if you notice on the left side of the screen there's a little green meter that keeps going down. That is your exosuit protection. And that slowly goes down the longer you're exposed, because the longer you're in an environment that's harmful in any way. For example, this planet we're on right now is a toxic one. And so our toxic protection is going down the longer we're out in the elements. So... And right now we recovered a planetary chart, and we gotta press this button to view, and to let you know I am using an Xbox One's controller, so. And we have opened up the planetary chart, which then reveals a location on the planet where we can get whatever item we're specifically looking for. In this case, the blueprints for, or at least a hermetic seal, if not the blueprints for one.
Toxic protection.
So, we'll go ahead and take this dihydrogen jelly, which, wait, okay, I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing right now. We're gonna take this dihydrogen jelly, we want to put it in our starship, because I'm pretty sure we need that for the fuel. Maybe we had to use it for recording, or not recording. Maybe we had to use it for repairing, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure dihydrogen jelly is used for fuel. Okay, never mind. We actually do need it for repair. I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure you use it for fuel, but we'll find out in a few minutes. Yeah, so we got we can at least put the metal plating since we happen to have one of those. Oh, we already put the metal plating. Never mind. So we need a hermetic seal, and yeah, I think this is my second time starting, and I didn't get very far the first time I played this game. This is actually like my second playthrough of the game, and I only got to like the space anomaly, which is only like maybe 3 hours in the first time. So I still am getting a kind of a, you know, rough understanding of the game. So, and it's kind of funny too when you think about it, because I was not planning on playing this game at all when it initially came out. I'm like, no, this game doesn't look like something I'd want to play. It got horrible reviews, and you know, it stayed away. But you know, as the years went on, and I heard more and more good things, and I saw like more and more footage of the game, and I'm like, whoa, this game is awesome. I gotta check it out. And I checked it out, and now here we are doing a live stream of it. And as I said before, my two main games for the live streams will be this game and Dead Space 1, then Dead Space 2, and Dead Space 3. Uh-oh, we got a toxic rainstorm approaching. That means your toxic protection will go down 3 times as fast once the rainstorm starts. So, and oh, we used up our weapon charge. Okay, so to recharge specifically your mining beam, you will need carbon or something with carbon in it. For your other, oh yeah, so we got. Oh, okay. So this is a regular storm, so our toxic protection is only going down twice as fast. When you get an extreme storm, that's when it starts going down 3 times as fast. So, and I think this is before I actually realized. Okay, never mind. The storm hit, and now it's going down 3 times as fast. If you notice, you see the 3 triangles next to the storm. That's indicating how fast it's going down. And I'm not realizing this when I'm playing it at this point. And so I have no idea how much my toxic protection is going down. And if that goes down all the way, then your shield gets damaged. And if your shield gets damaged to a certain point, then, or that's actually your shield. Once your shield's gone, then your exosuit gets damaged. You get damaged, and you can only take so much damage before you die. But the nice thing about it, though, if you do die in this game, they have like they put out a grave marker where you died on your little radar, so you can find it in like 2 seconds. Something that Minecraft has done, but you have to go to a really hard to get area to find a really hard to get item in order to be able to do that. And so, but either way. So right now we're just gonna use sodium. Sodium is, at least when you start off, your main thing in order to recharge your toxic or your exosuit shield. I know there are people out there who know how to say that better. I've actually never really thought of it before, whether it's like an exosuit protection, whether it's a shield or it's like specifically like toxic protection. I never really thought in those terms. I've just thought of like, I gotta keep it, you know, up, otherwise I'm gonna get damaged. But I think honestly it actually is the shield is what you're trying to keep up. So I'm pretty sure that's called your shield. So let's just call it a shield for right now. And if anybody out there knows better, then leave a comment saying so. But okay, but with that said, we have now gotten a little bit more damage. Like I said, I had no idea that my shield was going down that fast. It only took me until I looked over left, like, wow, my shield is going fast. So, and I didn't understand that if you get to like specific buildings or something, then that can automatically recharge your shield. So, whatever. Also, your health, when you, just something else I should point out, when you use your jetpack, it'll use up some of your health. and your health is right underneath your shield marker there. It's the white one. So, and as you'll see the next time I use my jetpack, which won't be too long from now, so it'll go down a little. Also, apparently, well, yeah, the more you move too, that uses your health too. And obviously, if you take damage, then that's going to take your health down a little too, I believe. I don't know, we'll find out. I'm not used to explaining it, I'm just used to doing it, so, you know. But, I think I like the game in 30 frames per second anyways, because 60 frames just seems like I'm flying. So, we're about to get to the place we need to. As you can see, if you pay attention real closely, as soon as I destroy this plant real quick, you'll see what I mean. Okay. I don't think I can take this one out. I think I need an advanced mining laser. Or maybe I can. Never mind. I know some of them you need an advanced mining laser, which we'll get later, but we don't have right now. Yeah, as you see, I used up my jetpack and my health went down a little bit. So, my toxic protection, I better use the sodium like now. So, or we could just get to the planet. Okay. So, as I was saying, if you notice, when we are looking at a specific marker we're trying to get to, it also says the distance, and the distance is in units, and which I guess you could equate to meters. Probably is how that works, but I don't really know for sure. Somebody out there probably knows the math. I mean, there's a whole fandom. You could just look up the wiki on this, and it'll tell you exactly what how the math works. But everything's in units. So, and something else I should point out too that I'll point it out later at some point. But okay, astronaut drive. This is corrupted. This is follows. Yeah, see, when you're doing it, you guys might be reading it at normal speed, but at 60 frames per second, this is flying. Making these recordings in case leaving behind the fabricator might be of some use. Visor damage, can't find ship. The lock finishes and the words of life. Spinning out supplies. I have the hermetic seal. I need to repair my ship. I'm pretty sure you get... Well, no, actually, I think you just get the hermetic seal. But you have to get the blueprint in case your thing gets damaged again. I don't know. Whatever. We have one. I need... Oh, okay, so I guess we just get the blueprint anyways. And you just need carbon to make a hermetic seal, which is good because you can easily damage your ship if you're not careful. All you gotta do is get in a fight with some Sentinel ships, which we will later. And I don't know if we'll be ready for it or not. I think the first time I tried taking on the Sentinel ships, I'm not ready. I wasn't planning on it, and so I just kind of run, and I just edit that whole part out. But we'll see. So let's see, what are we doing right now? We need to locate our starship. That's the big thing. And I don't know where my starship is. Oh well, if you see up in the corner or you see up in the middle there's a little radar, and you see a little diamond that has a ship on it. That's my ship. And so you need to use your, I guess compass would be probably the correct term, to be able to find where your ship is. I think this might have been a point where I don't really recognize that though. Not sure how much we even have left in the... Okay, we only got a few minutes left in this episode anyways. But... yeah, right now I'm just collecting nanites, which... Yeah. The more you scan stuff, the more nanites you'll receive, and you can, like I said, use those to get different blueprints. The best way to do it is just to scan everything, and then just hit upload all, and you can just get this all done instead of doing individual. But I still have yet to learn that, really. So, well, that's a nice creature. Yeah, you can tame creatures at some point. I mean, you can tame creatures, but you need to get a blueprint for pellets, and in order to get the blueprint for creature pellets, you need to get the space anomaly, and that's just like that's just a certain point in the game, and we're not there yet. So, but honestly, you really don't have to actually like beat the game to just once you learn how to do certain things, you really don't have to actually like beat the game 100% to unlock everything. You just need to get to like a certain point. Like pretty much once you get this to being able to summon the space anomaly, that's really all you need to like pretty much unlock everything else. So, but there might be, as far as I know, you know, but I've only gotten so far. I mean, like I said, I have only gotten maybe, I mean, if I was like game percent totals, I might have only gotten about like 10% through this game before I decide, hey, I'm gonna do a big recording showing me how I got to this point. And originally, like I said, I was just gonna upload the recording raw, and I wasn't gonna do any editing or any, you know, commentary or anything. It was just gonna be the footage, and that's it. But then I changed my mind. So here we are. Like I said, this episode's going to end pretty soon. The more we do this, the more I'll be able to do this, you know, naturally. Oh, and there's the end of that episode. So I'll go back over here, and I'll go to this, and you can't see what I'm doing, but you don't need to anyways. I'm just deleting that particular episode. We're going to episode 2. And there we are, we're back. Never left. Don't know what you're talking about. We were always here. You guys are just... It's just in your mind to think that we did anything but actually continue on with the series. So there was no break at all. Nope. You guys are just going nuts. Anyway, so continuing on. Our starship is out of range. Oh, I should go back to my. Yeah, recording seems to be fine as long as we keep it 30 frames per second. So that's what we'll do. Anyways, we got to get back to our ship. Oh, but something up there is really important. That is salvage data, which you can use to get even more blueprints once you get these space anomalies. So, we'll see if I actually realize the importance of that in a second or not. So I'm trying to remember at this point, I'm still actually learning the game myself at this point. Even though I played through it quote-unquote before, I'm still learning things like salvage data. And we got it. I damaged myself, but we got it. And that's going to come in, like I said, very important later on. In fact, well, even when you make your first base, you'll use salvage data. So, yeah, there's so many. I just realized that there's so many different ways to get like blueprints in the game. It's like, oh, this blueprint needs salvage data. This blueprint needs nanites. This blueprint needs just the regular, you know, units. You know, so there's actually just a lot of different ways you can get blueprints, but they all need something different, unfortunately. If only there was one way. Well, actually, I like that, now that I think about it, because it adds a lot more variety to it. Because if it was just like one thing and just one way to do it, then that'd actually be kind of boring. Oh, you just need... Oh, you want this blueprint? Use some units. You want this? Use some units. I mean, yeah, it could be easy, but once you can easily get units, then it's just like, it's boring after a while. It's like, oh, I just need more units. Well, I got millions of units, so, you know, it's not really much of a challenge for me, you know. This game's boring. I'm gonna go play something else, you know. What's Nintendo got, you know? You know, you just like, you move on to other things. But having to use the units to get, or having something other than units and having multiple ways of having to get blueprints, it keeps the game refreshing, is all I'm saying. And like you said, you might be thinking I'm collecting way too much of these little crystals, but trust me, you're going to need a lot in order to get the amount of starship fuel. And which is hopefully... Okay, well, I made metal plating. You got to make... So I think to make starship fuel, I'm just trying to do it from memory, you need... Okay, we ran out of ferrite dust, but you need metal plating and I want to say dihydrogen jelly. In order to make dihydrogen jelly, you need those dihydrogen crystals. Or just shoot one of these rocks that already has the dihydrogen jelly in it. don't know, is that jelly or is that dihydrogen? But whatever. Point is, you need ferrite. And I personally like having 6 starship fuel on me at all times. So... Oh, here's a nice little creature we got. As I was going to say before, as I kind of said before, you can tame those creatures, but you need creature pellets, and in order to get creature pellets, you have to get the space anomaly. So, we're almost to our ship, 185 units away. Oh, and what I was going to say, too, is I don't learn this, unfortunately, till, like, episode 10. At least, maybe more than that. Or it's like part 10, not episode 10. Well, either way, it'll be towards the end of the pre-recorded session. I finally learned that if you mark an area, then you can hop in your ship and it'll still stay marked. So you can use your ship to find the area instead of running around all over the time. Okay, so now we're gonna see if we can fix our pulse engine. Now we got the hermetic seal. Our ship is fixed. We got, it still says it's critically damaged, even though we just fixed it. I don't know, we can jump back in. Okay. Oh, we gotta collect our portable thing first. And we add ourselves some tritium, which is how you fuel the pulse engine, which again, we'll go into all that in a minute. So, but I think at this point, I'm trying to make sure... Okay. Alright, so... At this point, like I said, the big thing is I want to get starship fuel before we get anything else. Because you're going to need it to be able... Every time you take off the planet, every time you take off the ground specifically, it's going to use up starship fuel. So it behooves you to have a lot of starship fuel ready to go at all times. Like I said, I try keeping at least 6 starship fuel ready to go at all times, or when I get down to 1, I make at least 6 at a time. Just so that I have, you know, a lot of starship fuel, because, I mean, at some point I know you can get upgrades to your ship that allow you to use less starship fuel or use something else, but for right now, we're just using the regular starship fuel, so, and we're collecting a lot of ferrite dust, too. But, like I said, ferrite dust and those crystals are probably, besides sodium too, but once you get cobalt and you're able to make, I'm getting way ahead of myself, oh, excuse me. Like I said, I might burp. Unfortunately, that's just something that's going on, I'm trying to get it fixed. I don't know what's going to happen, but I might burp more than normal. It's just the way it's going to work. But now I've talked... Basically, like I said, the main resources you're going to need are carbon, ferrite dust, and sodium to repair your shield, or to what do they call it? Recharge your shield. That's the word I'm looking for. At some point, once we get cobalt, you can make things called iron batteries, and those like recharge it fully instantly, and they're all like so easy to make because you just need like cobalt and iron and maybe sodium or something. I'm not sure exactly what the recipe is now, but we'll figure it out later because I'll figure it out later. You'll see me figure it out later. It's part of the recording, so. Alright, so like I said, we make starship fuel, we need... Okay, so we don't need the hydrogen, we just need the crystals, not the actual jelly. So you need 1 plate and so much of those, so much of the crystals. And I don't think I got enough. I want to make more. I want to make more. So that's why I was shooting every single one of those hydrogen crystals every time I saw it, because you need quite a bit in order to make the starship fuel. Very important thing to do. Again, I'll say it, I'll say it, and I'll say it again, that you can never, every time you see those hydrogen crystals, just shoot them. Until you get to the point that you pretty much don't need starship fuel anymore. You have some other thing that I've not found out yet. Just, every time you see those crystals, just shoot them. Because you're gonna need, or mine them, I should say. As soon as I shoot them, you go bang, bang, bang. I mean, you do get a gun in a second, but right now, it's just, you mine them. You want to mine those crystals because you're going to use them in the future. You'll need them for fuel, and you can never have enough of them, in my opinion. I mean, you can eventually run out of space and you mine nothing but those crystals, but you need to mine a heck of a lot in order to do that. So, okay, so now we can go ahead. Alright, so now that we've launched our thrusters, and now we have used our thrusters, as you see, launching that thrusters took our fuel down to 75% from 100. And now we're going outside the planet. We've entered the system, and now we can explore our first system. And you can explore everything in the system. Not only the planets, but also you can like fly right to the sun, which I yet to do, but one of these days I'm going to when we get back to it. Right now I'm rolling. Woohoo! Whee! So, oh, we're testing our starship. So yeah, so right now we're testing the roll, we're testing the boost. I'm also there's also a way to change the view to third-person view, which is what I'm trying to do. Yeah, there we go, starship view. And now so we tested. This is boost. The boost is when you see little. And there's our pulse engine. Like I said, that's just a way to go faster. So there's their boost, which goes a little bit faster than your pulse engine. Okay, we got an incoming message. Incoming transmission. Please identify yourself. I will identify myself. You are not alone. Follow the broadcast ends as strangely as it began. The final piece of the signal appears to be a set of planetary coordinates. Input coordinate data.
Navigational data received.
Okay, so as you can see, we have gotten navigational data to a new planet, but right now I'm shooting everything. Why am I shooting everything, you might be asked? Well, one thing is I'm collecting tritium, because tritium will be important in order to fuel your pulse engine. Yes, your launch thrusters and your pulse engines are two different things, which you need two different types of fuel for that. But tritium's not too hard to get, and it is also very important because if you use tritium and gold, you can make something called a starship battery. I believe that's what it's called, a starship battery, which is pretty much the same thing as an ion battery, but for your ship. So it'll basically take your shields down from, or it'll bring your shields back to 100% from whenever they're at. And it's really helpful when it comes to battling like the Sential ships and capital ships and pirate ships, which I haven't actually encountered an actual pirate dreadnought yet, but I will fight against regular pirate ships. But if you use your pulse engine, somehow you magically go through the planet. I'm sorry that I didn't realize that. Okay. I'm sorry that I realized that I left the thing on there for who knows how long, and my apologies on that. The play meter, I guess you could say, and all that, and all the. I could have just put that over here, but I didn't realize that I left it on. But I have, like I said, encountered the regular other pirate fighters, but I haven't actually encountered the pirate dreadnought yet. So, all right. So we're now heading to this next planet, heading to the signal source. And that's one thing about really fun about this game is you can just go to any planet. You just go there. It's like Breath of the Wild. You can go anywhere. You're not limited to like, oh, you can't go to this planet. It's like, no, you can go to any planet. You see the sun, you can fly to the sun. Like I said, I haven't actually done it yet. But all right, so now we're trying to find a place to land, and you're gonna see me do it a couple of times because like the buttons to take off and land are kind of similar. So I just keep like taking off when I need to land, and it's like, oops. But yeah, when you land on any new planet, one of the first thing you want to do is scan everything, because like I say, you can get units and you can get nanites. Both are very important in getting blueprints to upgrading your ship and exocraft. So, all right, so now we're heading towards this signal, which I'm trying to remember exactly what this signal will lead to, as I don't remember 100% right now. So, but I'm gonna try turning up the volume just a little bit. Here we go. Alright. So, I mean, I could turn my personal volume down too. We'll see how it sounds. So, you know, after this live stream, if, you know, ultimately I gotta bring it up, I will. It is nice being able to look at it and be like, I don't know. Maybe that's not high enough. So, I just turn it off completely. I don't want it overshadowing me. We'll just leave it at 3. I'm at 3.9. Well, no, that's more than me. There. Maybe? I don't know. I'm trying to figure out the right proper audio, but for so far, screw it. We'll leave it at 3. There. Leave it at that, because it notice it seems to be staying at like -25, so that's basic what it would be. Yeah, I can tell you that I didn't like lower the audio or something in the video when I edited this video together, so what you're hearing now is just what it's getting. So, but as long as you can still hear it, which I'm pretty sure you can. Okay, no fuel, failed to reach destination, hand of protection, no choice. Go back. Okay, let's read what it has to say. Decoding, 16. No fuel, failed to reach station, hazard protection low, no choice but to bank underground. Deployed base computer. Energy, I learned plans for a base computer and a train manipulator. The elected base computer will hold more information about whoever's leaving these messages. So we extract a plan. Make sure I put this over here. So now we get a terrain manipulator. So we just need 2 carbon nanotubes. And I'm not in the right area to make that. So, I'm not sure why I'm waiting here. Okay, yeah. We need to make a terrain manipulator. And we just need... Okay, so the dihydrogen jelly can be used on, like, making components. Okay, that makes a little more sense. So we need to make carbon nanotubes, which we make over here. We just use a little bit of carbon. Apparently 50 carbon, but right now we got a lot. But once I start building bases, we're gonna use up like all the carbon completely. So, all right. So now we got the terrain manipulator, and this allows us to, as you can get, as it says, manipulate the terrain. And so we can basically just like take chunks out of the ground. It's really cool actually. But it's also how you get like a lot of resources at once instead of just like, oh, here's like 10 carbon or 10, you know, 10 oxygen or 10 sodium, you know, and it's not, now you can get a whole bunch instead of just a little bit. Latency isn't too bad too. So the first thing we need to get copper. You'll get used to copper deposit because we'll be using it a lot. Alright, woo, what's this thing? Ooh, it's a giant soccer ball. Oh, we're playing Rocket League. Ah, I should have known. It's all in disguise. It actually does look like the soccer ball from Rocket League now I think about it. It's like a living Rocket League soccer ball. Interesting. And like I said, you gotta make sure you scan all the plans, so just get used to me scanning everything. Because like I said, you can get money and you get nanites from it, and that helps either way. So. Alright. So... Alright, I'm gonna get some water actually right now real quick. Alright, so we got a copper deposit down that way. Yeah, you use oxygen. I think it's just oxygen to refill your health. I don't think you can use anything but oxygen. But I could be wrong, you know. Never know. I mean, you just know there is like references. There is like a fan guide in the fandom wiki for No Man's Sky. There seems to be a fandom wiki for everything, now I think about it. But pretty much any game or any like TV series or anything out there seems to have a fandom wiki for it. But either way, we're not here to talk about the fandom wiki. We're here to talk about we're here to collect some copper so that we can activate the terrain manipulator. Which are actually collecting some chromatic metal just with that alone. So there's a nice thing too, because chromatic metal is ultimately what we're going to need to make in order to make a base computer. And we're just collecting it straight up. We're not actually having to process it, because usually what you do is you process copper into chromatic metal. But since half these things around here just have chromatic metal in them, I can just get, I don't need to do it. I don't need to actually get copper, but I will anyways, because like I said, it's not always gonna be the case, and copper is a lot more abundant than it is like chromatic metal plants or whatever these are. These are like weird metal things. I'm not really sure what these are. They do seem to be metal in nature, but you can get carbon out of them. So, although other ones just get ferrite. I don't know. I'll try to understand it. Just accept it the way it is. like this live stream. Just accept it the way it is. The pre-recording is gonna be the way it is. Like I said, hopefully we'll figure out what to do by the time we get to the third or fourth live stream of this. So there'll probably be, I'm gonna say roughly maybe like 10 live streams. And what is that? Yeah, see, this is a really weird plant, because you got all these just like steel kind of alien structures, and then you got actual just like regular animals. So it's like I really don't get that one. But yeah, so now we're using the terrain manipulator to just literally just take out swaths of resources. It's so much easier than just trying to mine it. Even though I know at some point there's a little device you can make that'll just automatically mine it for you. So you can just put the device on one of these resources and then just leave and come back later and everything will be already done. And you'll have all your resources while having just mine a hole. I will tell you too, I don't think I did it, we'll see if I did it or not, but I have learned that if you mine an area like this, the game will automatically quote-unquote heal it. It'll restore it to a normal. Yeah, okay, so I think this might be before I actually realized that you don't have to refill everything in, because the game will actually just heal quote-unquote the area and just restore it to the way it was after you've mined so many areas. So you can literally just mine and leave and it'll be fine. So at least that's what I believe what happened. But I don't understand that concept, so every time I mine an area, I go ahead and just fill in the area back for now. So, and we basically got a jumping shrimp. I don't know what really this thing. Oh yeah, I know. It's so annoying, when it says offer food with creature pellet, but you don't have the creature pellet, because there's some creatures out there you'd actually like. Because I remember in the playthrough previous to this current one, I found this one alien creature that looked like this most adorable kangaroo you've ever seen, and I don't remember what planet it is. So unfortunately now that's lost, because I deleted that save. Why, I don't know. I think because I wanted to start over new, and for some reason I couldn't just think that I could have one personal save and then one for YouTube. But I didn't understand that concept, so I just had to start all over again. And completely deleted the one before it. Just like I did with my first YouTube channel. And now it's all gone! And all the wonderful things that was there before is vanished into the wind. But I learned my lesson, hopefully I won't do that again. So, like I said, I'm keeping my editing down to a minimum, but if I do edit something out, it's probably because I just wasted a lot of time. So, I don't know why I went off this. I think I won't. I think the reason why I probably went off this planet because I was trying to explore the system, and maybe I was looking for a water planet, if I remember correctly. I'm trying to remember if I actually made a base on this or if I went to a different planet to do it. Because I'm pretty sure my first base was on a different planet. It's on not necessarily really a water planet. It was I have no idea what I'm doing right now. Oh, do I remember to do? No. What am I doing? Looking at my controls. Not sure why. I really have no idea why I know that. Well, you'll see. So, I know, like I said, that I lost about an hour of recording because for some reason I set the recording on my OBS screen instead of on the actual screen, and so instead of recording the game, I just basically recorded the OBS for an hour, which I guess we technically still could have used, but you don't want to see that. So it's nothing compared to the actual screen. Either way, we're heading now to Unknown Planet, which we can actually scan just like by hitting LS. Which hopefully I'll do in a second. Scan it. Please tell me I scanned it. Oh no. There we go. Because I knew I saw a planet of blue. And at this point, I really wanted to check out these water planets, or a planet that could actually be a water planet. Because, quite frankly, I love Subnautica, and I want to see just what these oceans have to offer. And I will let you know that when we get to our final episode, that's what we will do. Is that I will make basically a sub to explore those ocean planet, and that's where we leave off. It's the last thing is I made the sub, but I don't have any fuel for it, so we're welcome to our first quote-unquote ocean planet. And apparently something's not loading up right. But here we are. We're in the planet that's more ocean than land. So yeah, I think actually this is a nice planet, and definitely one I'd like to explore with the submarine when I eventually get back to it. But there's nowhere to land on that planet. I don't have aqua jets, but more importantly, there's not enough land to build. I'm sure there's probably some land to build at some point, but I don't think I found it, and I think we actually ended up going to a different planet to at least make our first base. Because that's the thing, is if you make a base on a planet, then, and more importantly, you make we'll see what it's called in a second, you basically make a jump gate, we'll just call it for right now, then no matter what system you're in, you can warp back to that planet, and your ship somehow magically follows you. I don't know how that works, really, it just does, but how much time is... Whew. I didn't realize how much talking I'd be doing in these episodes, but hey, that's just the way it is. I literally it's like, man, I still got an hour and 5 minutes when I'm playing Dead Space. It's I got a minute, I got 30 seconds left. It's all different when you're actually playing the game. You're trying to focus on doing things, and then all of a sudden an hour goes by versus you're doing a post-record like this, or post-commentary, I should say, like this, and you're not that focused on the game, so you can just do pretty much. You just don't have to be that focused, and time goes a little bit slower. And you can talk a lot more because you're just reacting to what's happening in the video rather than actually playing what's happening in the video, than actually playing the game and having to figure out what you're doing in the game. I don't know. I'm not explaining that very well. So, but I'm sure it'll make sense at some point. Let's just focus on the game. That's what I should be doing. But what I'm trying to say is I just looked over at my clock because I thought maybe we'd have under an hour, and I'm like, man, I still got an hour and 4 minutes, and it feels like I've been talking for 3 hours. So, but if we look behind this big water planet, we see what? another water planet. So let us head that way and see what awaits us. As I said, they have your launch thrusters, you have your boost that allows it to go a little bit faster, you have your pull engine, which is kind of like a mini hyperspace jump, and then there's hyperspace, which we're not going to get to for, I think it's maybe the quote-unquote the third episode, which is, or the third part, which is, no, it's the fourth part, because the third part we lost, that's the hour I lost. So it'll be the fourth part, but even though that'll be technically the third part, so just don't worry about it. It was like, I'll let you know when we've gotten to the end of the pre-recorded footage, but that won't be for a while. I'd say at least probably 5 recordings, 5 live streams before we get to the end of the pre-recorded stuff. At least. There's probably a little bit more, because there's some parts that have like 3 episodes in them rather than 2. And it's all depending on how long those episodes are too. Like I said, we'll try doing about 4. Try doing maybe 2 parts or 4 episodes. You know, we'll just see when we finish up an episode. Do I have time to do it, or am I just gonna call it good? That's basically how it'll work. But anyways, welcome to Michigan. This planet looks exactly like Michigan. So. But this is. Yep, I should have called it the Michigan planet. I should have called this like Michigan Summer or something like that, because there's another planet I found that I want to call Michigan Winter. And if we ever go back to it and I remember that, I'll go ahead and relabel it Michigan Winter. But but yeah, this is just like Michigan. Like the plants are pretty much just pine trees. So can add this to. I've only I don't know why I'm checking this. It's like, oh, I've only scanned 1 plant so far, so it's not like I'm gonna get a whole bunch of stuff. Anyways, continue on. We're on ourselves on a new wondrous planet, and I think where we're gonna build our first base computer. And where we're going to build it, I guess it's gonna be right there. The first thing you do when you build a base computer, you open it up. It says this. It says, "Notice prior claims to the site." You claim the base, and now this base is yours. Now, just making the base computer does not give you the ability to jump back between planets. You need to make, but I believe it's okay. I don't know why I waited to take this thing out. Oh, I wasn't using the mining laser. There we go. So. Alright, accessing log from previous user. Entry data as follows. Storm sweeping across. But construction supplies slow. Defining center plans well. Need to talk back soon. And we will extract plans. And now we have a plans basically to make our first, like, very simple base. So, you know, if we were playing Minecraft, this would just be basically, you know, your how to make a wooden block. You know. Just your simple base, little square base. So, and now, like I said, this is how I go through all my carbon real quick, because I had 1,000, but each one of these costs each one of these costs 10. So, yeah, each one of these little panels here, they cost 10, and it even says you can make 98, but I don't really pay attention to that, so I just keep building and building and building, and the next thing I know, I'm all out of carbon. But which is why it's so much easier once you learn how to make like stone versions of these panels, because stone is a lot, the silicate is a lot easier to get than carbon is. So, but we're just gonna go ahead and make ourselves a nice little base. And an important thing is I like to make them, from what I've learned, is because we just made ourselves a door there, but in order to enter the door, you got to make the walls too high, like 2 panels high, because if you try making it 1 panel high, it won't work. So, all right, so we'll go ahead and build Well, I know, yeah, we're in a storm, but if we can go ahead and finish our base, then we won't have to worry about the storm because we'll be protected. That's the whole point of building ourselves a little like shelter, right?
Toxic protection falling.
Well, it's going down really quick actually. Okay, so now that we built the walls, now we need to make a ceiling. Really quick. We make thankfully we can make 30 of them, which is really good. So, and as you can see, you need carbon and ferrite dust. I really don't feel I need to explain that part because you can read it right there. So, but once you make a nice sealed-in enclosure, then you can get protection from the storm. Your shield will recharge, and you'll be all set to go. But we'll go ahead and go back out in the storm because I just want to. I don't know, I honestly should have probably just waited that storm out, but I didn't really understand that concept yet.
Toxic protection falling.
I just wanted to accident log. Okay, alright, hang on. Construction large a success. Recovered salvage data from mineral plans logged. Scans indicate additional subterranean devices. Beginning search. We'll go ahead and extract those plans. Who recorded these logs evidently had some success. I have access to their plans, and now we can make a construction research unit. Which we can use to make more base stuff. So, we need to make magnetized ferrite. Okay, so basically, to make magnetite ferrite, you just take this pure ferrite here, and that becomes magnetite ferrite. So basically, the way that works, if you don't have pure ferrite, what you need to do is you take regular ferrite, you put it in, that becomes pure ferrite, and then that becomes magnetite ferrite. So, and right now I'm going to destroy these wonderful trees to get the nice, juicy carbon, and completely take all their juicy carbon, wonderful, glorious trees, and just completely blow them up just to get some carbon. But after I've used up pretty much every single one of my carbon, it's kind of an important thing to do then, isn't it? So. I'm gonna try a volume here, see if it works. Sorry, I'm just looking over at the OBS, and I just wanted to make sure that the volume, because I want the game to be under. I want the game volume to be lower than the commentary volume, but I don't want to be too low that you can't hear it. So, great, we got another storm. Now let's use online. Diagnostic discussion. Users should recover salvage data from buried child equipment and use an analysis about it. So I'm gonna research buildable technology. Okay, yeah, base teleport. Oh, wait. What just happened? Oh, that was the end of the episode. Research buildable technology. We got a base teleporter, and that's what's gonna allow you to jump to different bases in different systems without actually having to use your hyperdrive. It's really nice. And I think I just skipped ahead, and that just made the end, because what should have happened is it should have faded out, but all of a sudden it was just like, done! So, alright, so, we jump in, jump out. I'm just waiting for it to actually end. There we go. That's how it's supposed to happen. Okay, so, hang on, I'm gonna go ahead, we'll go ahead and close this. I'm gonna go ahead and delete that one. And then we'll just delete episode 2, and then I should have crap. I thought I had part 2. All right. I wouldn't. What? You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna copy it over my PC. So I'm just gonna put a be right back screen until that happens. So it's gonna take about 10 minutes or so. So I'll see you guys back in about 10 minutes. All right. Alright, I'm not as ready as I thought I was going to be. Hang on. I'll just go ahead and just go back to the Be Right Back. Okay guys, we're back, and no, you're not experiencing a severe amount of lag. That's the game loading in. Like I said, it's gonna have some weird lag parts to it. But that's just the video itself. That's not like the actual, it's not your internet speed or anything like that. That's just like it going down. Well, if you notice, I popped in Minecraft for a second. I decided, well, I'm gonna do something at the end of this that involves Minecraft. But right now, we're being attacked by this guy who wants to kill us. I do not want to kill him because it basically looks like a big alien cat. But unfortunately, he'd want to kill us, so we have no choice but to take him out. I'm sorry. I didn't want to kill you. You killed me. And I know it's an alien cat because it said feline liver. I do feel really bad. I did not want to kill the cat, but the cat wanted to die. And so, you know, I guess this way maybe we'll just go through like a part. Maybe we'll just do it by parts, and I won't even worry about my timer for this. Yeah. So either way, well, like I said, right now we'll go ahead and rename this to. At some point, I'll rename it once I figure out how to. It does happen. Okay, maybe we won't rename it. No, I do. I know you're supposed to like highlight here, and then here. Okay, for some reason it keeps bringing up a screenshot, and I don't want to do that. I want to... Nope. Keep bringing up the screenshot. Maybe I'm too far low? I don't know. We will get this. This will happen. I know it does at some point. And then I base uploading the servers, and I don't know why I did that. I didn't really want to upload the base, honestly. I just wanted to get the... There we go. Now you can rename the base to whatever you want. And because, like, I want to get going with a water theme, I decided to call it Water Base Beta. I spelled it right. I don't know why I corrected. Or, oh no. Yeah, it was water-based alpha, because alpha, as far as like putting games together, I'm pretty sure it's alpha, then beta, then the actual like 1.0. So since this is our first planet, we decided to call it water-based alpha, beta. No, beta. The first one's beta. I literally just went over this. Ugh. But anyways, continuing on. We'll go ahead and make ourselves some metal plating. Because I know we used up at least one of those things. Oh no, we need it because we need to make ourselves a base teleport model. And what that allows us to do is being able to teleport between, well, the different bases. But in order to power it, we need to make a power supply, which I think we gotta buy it right now. Biofuel reactor, but unfortunately, we cannot make a biofuel reactor because we do not have the salvage data. And so we're gonna have to go on a little journey in order to find said salvage data. And I think at this time, I don't really know what salvage data looks like, so I'm just kind of like wandering around for a long time trying to figure out where salvage data is. And so I'm pretty sure at some point I'll edit it. But while we're wandering yes, we're turning into the Wandering Miner. This is a different series. This basically is Minecraft in space. So, just like Subnautica is Minecraft in the water. So, a lot of games are kind of based on Minecraft. But, or at least have, you know, well, yeah, they're kind of based on Minecraft. You can tell. There's a lot of similarities. But, like I said, I know that I do waste some time trying to figure out where even what the salvage data icon looks like. So, I know at some point we're going to end. And we go ahead and scan a cat that's probably going to attack us in a little bit. But that's alright. Because, unfortunately, we do not have the cat pellets, or not the cat pellets, the creature pellets in order to tame it. Because once you get those creature pellets, you can literally tame pretty much any animal you want, and you'll see later, like the ones I choose to tame. I don't know if I tame a cat or not. Oh, but we need an advanced mining laser. We do not have that, so. All right, so right now we'll just go ahead and collect. What are this? Is this cobalt? I'm trying to remember. Mordite. And I don't really think we need this much Mordite. I don't know why I'm getting this much Mordite. I don't use it that much. Or at least haven't learned how to use it in a specific recipe for things yet. I'm sure it does have a use, otherwise they wouldn't have it in the game. But right now, it's just, yeah, this isn't the... Brain resetting. Hold up. Okay, we're back. Okay. So while I'm randomly, because I'm really trying not to make like too much. I'm not really trying to say too much until we actually get to that editing part, and I know progress is actually going to be made. Because right now I'm just wandering around, really not knowing what I'm doing. So, but that is. You know, if I was doing this live, it would be the same way. It's like, guys, I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna go around here and try to get things. So, but like I said, there is something I want to show in Minecraft, and it's something I've been meaning to make for a while. And the easiest way for me to do it is just while I'm doing it live, I'll just go ahead and just tack it on to like the end of this one. So you get a little bit of a bonus, even though I'm probably gonna make that a separate video anyways. So. But I will plan on doing that towards the end. Should only take a couple of minutes. In fact, while this is scanning, I'm going to go over here to see how the install's doing. Okay, so I could play it if I want, but I'm not going to do that yet. So, how much of the, we're only 6 minutes in. Okay. So, what else can I talk about? Well, you know what? since we're just gonna be kind of unless something major happens, we'll just go ahead and talk about kind of why I like this game over. Trying to see over. I haven't played Starfield, so I can't use an example. But well, look, Minecraft, and I think really the reason. I mean, I am gonna play. I mean, with that said, that doesn't mean I don't like Minecraft. I'm literally going to show you some Minecraft in a minute, but it's mainly just a big project I've been working on. It's not like actual like you know, my personal playthrough or anything like that. It's just like a big project I'm working on that I've been meaning to make an update video for, and the easiest way to do it is just while I'm doing this live stream. Like I said, I'll just tack it on the end. Oh, okay, here's the cobalt I was talking about. You collect a lot of this cobalt. I had to recharge whatever little bit I could, but if you collect this cobalt and you use it with Faraday dust, you can make the iron battery that'll instantly recharge your shield to full. And they're really easy to make, and I pretty much from now until the end of the pre-recorded session, you'll see I don't think I went through all my cobalt. I just didn't. I collected all this, and then I just created I don't know why I use magnetized ferrite, but whatever. They use the silica stuff, but whatever. But like I said, I'm pretty sure I don't go through all my cobalt. I just make like 10, 20 ion batteries, and that's it. You know, it lasts you that long. You know, it's so much resource. It's so much easier as far as resources go than trying to just find some random sodium all over the place. Oh, yeah, give me like 10% health. Oh yeah. You know, the sodium is really hard to find in comparison to cobalt. Yeah, you can find cobalt in pretty much any cave. Like, it's a lot easier to find. And ferrite dust is just everywhere, so a lot easier to find. But again, I was saying why, like, so like again. Hold up. Let me reset myself. So when I'm talking about Minecraft, I'm not saying I hate Minecraft. I like playing Minecraft. In fact, I'm about to watch a Minecraft Live 2025 show pretty soon. And so I still like Minecraft. Minecraft's a really fun game to play, but, you know, why do I honestly like this game more than Minecraft? Two reasons. One, pretty obvious one, is in space. And I'm like Markiplier, I love space. Space is cool. I just love everything about space. And I just also like the futuristic to it. Whereas Minecraft is just kind of more medieval, you know? And, which isn't necessarily bad, but it's just like, you know, I kind of like the idea of like all the unique things you can find in space. All the different planets, all the different animals, and all the stuff, whereas Minecraft is just like, well, you can find wolves and earth-based creatures. Again, it's not bad when I'm playing Minecraft, you know, in that aspect. When I'm playing Minecraft, I'm like, yeah, great, you know, wolf creatures, but to have the option of being like, yes, I can go anywhere all on like all these different planets and have all different random creatures I can run into. It's like, wow, creatures that you don't see on Earth, creatures that are just like totally beyond something I could even imagine. That's like, wow, that's so cool. Versus just, oh, it's a cow. And so, but again, you know, with all that said, does that mean I'm not going to play Minecraft and I'm only going to play this exclusively? No, I like playing Minecraft. The Wandering Miners series that I'm going to continue once I manage to get past, you know, the dead space. Or at least, once I finish up a game, I will be playing like 2 hours of the Wandering Miner, but it's just in live stream format. But the point is, I'm still playing Minecraft. That's what I'm trying to get at. Is like, I'm not giving up on Minecraft. It's just like, personally, I'm probably going to be playing more of this game than I will be of Minecraft. Again, I'm not saying I won't be playing Minecraft, but this is going to be my go-to game as far as if I had to choose between the two, like, off the bat. But it's so hard trying to say, like, basically say, like, yeah, I like this game more, but I also still like Minecraft. Because I just don't want to give off the idea is like, yeah, this game is the only game I'm ever gonna play ever again. I'm never gonna touch Minecraft. Minecraft is bleh. No more Minecraft. But no, I like Minecraft. Minecraft is fun. Minecraft is a very enjoyable game. But it's also a very specific like time period, a very specific game, and it's just kind of it's a very specific game for a very specific setting, whereas this game is pretty much anything you want it to be on any planet you want. You just like let your imagination run wild, and so there's so much more to discover. Even though technically that's kind of what Minecraft is about, like finding all these different, you know, unique, randomly generated locations. But still, there's only so much you can do in like the Minecraft universe versus the No Man's Sky universe. So, I mean, maybe Minecraft would get there, but oh great, there's an enemy. I really don't want to kill these guys because I would really like to just like, you know, tame one of them. But unfortunately, they want to kill me, so we have no choice. No choice in the matter at all. So, boy, I really thought I would time shift right now to make progress, because I still don't think I got any like salvage data. I think this is about where I realized that, hey, I've done all this stuff and I still haven't got the one thing I need to actually make progress. So here, I think this is where I go back and I check my buildable technology, my structures. I don't have any salvage data, so I don't know. Yeah. I don't know really what I was thinking. I guess I just really didn't understand at this time what salvage data was, and so I didn't know what I was really looking for, and so I remember I just wasted a lot of time. Like, I can't get a bioviewer. Why can't I don't have salvage data? What do you mean I don't have salvage data? Yeah, that's the hard thing. Oh, there's the time shift I was talking about, where I actually made progress and actually hopefully found salvage data. Oh, look, a salvage container. And like I said, right there, I made that into an icon. I made that an icon on my compass. And as I said before, what you can do is now you can summon your vehicle to right where you are, and you can fly to that icon, and it takes so much less time. But I didn't figure that out until like part 10, so we're unfortunately gonna have to watch me walking the entire way. So, and since this is, man, it's almost like I figured out how to do the summoning thing right there, but it didn't. So, and I got attacked by a hazardous flora, but I did I say hazardous or flazardous? Flazardous flora. But, so, not sure what I said right there. But, either way. Okay, so I'm just gonna say this one more time, is that, it's really hard to just be like, I don't know why I found, oh great, now this guy's attacking. I'm pretty sure you see one of these guys with like antlers in a minute that is like really weird, and so, yeah, apparently we already scanned him. So let's see if I can actually say it this time. That, I don't... It's really hard when I'm just trying to explain how... Because I never thought I'd be in that position where I'm just like how do I explain that, yes, I like this game more than that, but I still like the other game, you know? How do I explain that, yes, No Man's Sky is my more go-to game, but I still like playing Minecraft, and I'm still not trying to downplay that. It's really hard to do. I wonder if anybody else has that like issue where they're trying to say like, yeah, this game is like this game, but I still like playing both games. It does honestly sound like something I would hear in a video game podcast. And we got another enemy coming right towards us. Oh yeah, see, here's the antlered version of the same thing. Never really understood that one. So I can't wait to get to the planets though, where you have the like giant worms just jumping out of the ground and flying through the air and then landing back in the ground. That's where I really want to get to. I know there's another game where there's basically that like same kind of giant worm, that just like takes up like 3/4 of the screen when it comes to attack you. Unfortunately, that game was never finished. I am gonna play that at some point. I don't know how much I'll actually play of it, but at some point I will play that. Where it's just basically you just see like this super gigantic worm just come out of the ground, and it takes up like I said, like half the screen, and it's coming and it comes right at you, and it just takes up like the entire screen. It's so big. But then No Man's Sky, but then like I said, that game pretty much like I think maybe it did release like the full version, but then that was it, and it was, from what I can tell, was just like kind of given up by the creator. Okay, so now we got a protective tracing that we need the gun. Oh, okay, I guess we got the gun. Never mind. So, all right, so, we got a corrupted sentinel. Okay, let's go back a few seconds as I try to explain that. Okay, so as you can, when we find the salvage container, we know it's have protective casing. If you destroy this protective casing, then it alerts a sentinel. In this case, a corrupted sentinel. And thankfully, because normally when you alert a regular sentinel, when you destroy that sentinel, it sends in more sentinels. But with a corrupted sentinel, I don't think it does that. Maybe there's only a certain limit. Whereas, like I said, with the regular sentinel, it just keeps sending you more and more and higher levels until you get like to ultimately the walker, which we haven't actually, I don't think I actually done in this recording session, in the pre-recorded sessions. At any point did I do the walkers. I took on the gigantic sentinel ship. I have taken on several sentinel capital ships, but I haven't taken on any walkers yet. So, I got vent gear, and now we got ourselves a corrupted sentinel, which I don't think I wanted to fight, so I tried going away, but I think it's going to attack me anyways. So, I don't know, did I not fight? I'm pretty sure I fought it. It has to come back and attack me, and then maybe not. What's going on here? We got a corrupted drone. So, I guess didn't attack me? Really weird. I'm pretty sure I do fight it in a minute. I'm just citizen pod. Yeah, see, he's coming at me. He's definitely means business. So. Alright, yeah, we got... Yeah, so this guy means he wants to fight me, so... Nope. Alright. Alright, so let's go ahead and get rid of this guy. Wasn't much of a problem, and like I said, thankfully he's just... It's just the one, because in any other scenario, if you destroy one of those, more will come. Until, like, 5 of them show up. Until you get to level 5 and, like, the walker shows up. Or if you're in space, the capital ship shows up. And that'll happen later. We will definitely face off against 2 or 3 capital ships throughout the series. At least of the pre-recorded sessions. And then we'll definitely face off against more, you know, once we actually go live, too. You know, they're not, just because we're gonna go live doesn't mean it's all of a sudden we're gonna not have any chance of facing off against capital sentinel ships. No, that's not gonna happen. Okay, so now we got I think we got our salvage data. Got another buried technology module, which will give us more salvage data. And because I don't know if we actually got any more. Please tell me. So, wait, so did I figure this out? Did I figure out how to... Oh, great! Hello there, I want to fight you. Yes, I will kill you. Because I am destructive like that. I don't... Now, see, that's the worst part. It's like, I don't want to fight him, but they just automatically come up. You're gonna die! And so... oh yeah, I don't have enough fuel, but now I do. So... Alright. Like I said... Why I always make like 6 at a time, because you're gonna go through them a lot until you can finally find the upgrade that you can either use a different kind of fuel or at least use less, which I haven't found yet. I don't know. Yeah, well, basically that's what we would do. You jump, like I said, you jump in your ship and you find the icon, you fly to it. For some reason, I couldn't find that icon. So, oh, great. I think that's this. Here we go. There we go. Yeah, see, so if I realized what I realized before, we could just jump in our ship and fly towards that icon and get there in like, 10 seconds versus taking that long, like the 2 or 3 minutes it's going to take us to walk all the way over there. But first, we got to destroy this guy who wishes to attack us. There we go. Then we tell the wind is to learn the wisdom of Korak through this knowledge stones. The stone resonates with this sound that fills my mind. Skipping backwards. Okay, Norgo, Nuti, Nuti. The stone resonates, producing a sound that fills the mouths. A vision takes haste. A rotted life form towards me. Light streams from their metal shaft. The name Korvax floats my vision. An echo of strange vision I just experienced. The word alien. We learned. Yes, we learned the word Korvax for Korvax is Korvax. This is like, wait. The Korvax word for Korvax is Korvax. Wait, what? What? We really have to learn that? So. Anyway, we're gonna head our way towards this buried technology model, and then we'll take some more water. We're gonna have to get some more water eventually. But... Also, I'm thinking about it now. I am gonna do that Minecraft thing, but I think I'll just do it after this. I'll just do like a really short live stream. Just showing an update once I have everything ready to go. Because otherwise I'd have to take this particular live stream, stop, and then take the entire live stream, download it on my PC, and then get that specific part to edit out. So you know what? Yeah, I'll just do a different live stream after this. It won't take too long. It won't take a few minutes. But no. Guidance menu. You can use this to summon your ship, which would really help me out, but no, I'm just going to take the long way and walk really, really slowly towards it. So, but we'll get there eventually. I'm learning a lot on how to actually do this kind of a commentary, which is, and I also realize just how much more you talk when you're not actually playing the game, and you don't have to focus on the game, and it's just like, wow, it feels like I've been talking for 3 hours, rather than like, yeah, and that guy went down quick. Let's go back for a second. You see how fast that guy went down? They like shot him in the head and he went down in 2 seconds. It's like, get ourselves some dihydrogen crystals because, yeah, it's always good to get some. They are very useful. I have no idea why I stopped right there, but I don't know much about anything. Getting tired, and I do know. Like I said, it feels like I've been talking for 3 hours, where it's only been, oh yeah, these sweet roots can refill your health. Yeah. So basically, what I was trying to say is that sweet root that we were just looking at, that can refill your health a little bit, but if you cook them with other things, it can refill your health a lot more, or it repairs your shield. I don't know, something was causing it to recover. Yeah, I don't know why it was recovering at that point, actually. I don't know if it was because of what I ate or what, or was it just like a special area? I still don't really understand why it was going up there. All I know is that my weapon charge has been depleted, so we're gonna have to give some more in there to do some more carbon.
Technology recharge.
There's just stuff. That's a constant in this game. It's like it feels like you do 2 things, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, you need more weapon charge. Oh, you need more weapon charge. Oh, you need more weapon charge. All right, now we finally got that 1 salvage data we need. Now we can just summon our ship and get back there and get out of here. And And that we didn't just, you know, waste the last, like, 20 minutes trying to look for one thing that should have been really easy. But I think the corrupted drone really kind of just threw things off, because that's the one, yeah. Don't ignore the fact that I just damaged my ship. But, but anyways, yeah, so that's your, like, basically your ship shield there. And when that gets all the way down, and when all that white goes all the way to the other end, then your ship gets damaged, and you only have like so many like ship healths before your ship just ultimately dies. And I think your regular health has the same thing. You'll just see like a little person icon instead of a ship. But like I said, I'm pretty sure we didn't actually do that. Not in this episode. Not in the pre-recorded sessions. But we might do it in the future, because in my personal opinion, fighting against a giant walker versus fighting against the Sentinel ship is a lot more of a challenge. And a lot more fun. But it's probably more fun because of the challenge. But anyway, we made ourselves a biofuel reactor. So what do we... wait, oh, okay, so we need to learn... the next thing we need to learn is these electrical wiring, because otherwise we can't connect, you know, any of our biofuel reactor to anything that needs to be powered, and so it doesn't really help. So, all right, so we basically, so now that we've used our wiring to connect that, let's just go back 10 seconds and let me explain that real quick. Okay, so once you learn electrical wiring, then you click what electrical wiring, and you go from this spot to that spot, and you basically just got to connect your devices in order to power it. Otherwise, they won't be powered. Then you click the biofuel reactor, and you go ahead and use 30 carbon. Or 80 carbon. And it'll last for like 2 days, apparently. So, like 11 like actual real life hours. Either way, it lasts like a freaking long time. So. And then, well, we only have the one base, but basically, if I were to enter that base and I had a different base, then I could go to a completely different base. In the entire, like, in all the systems I have, I could go to any base. Sorry, I wasn't ready for the. Let's go back just a little bit. Okay, so basically, like I said, if I went in there, I could go to any base in any of my systems and be teleported instantly over there. And my ship will just come with me too. I don't understand how that one works, but it just does. So, we'll see it later.
Base computer online.
Okay, so we got a new signal acquired. Accessing previous servers, entry as follows. Scanner detected unusual broadcast, repeating 16 from the space station. Warning, end of archive, records interrupted. Basically reached their end. It seems that there is nothing more I'll learn. My predecessor appears to have left their base and headed to the space station. That is where we will head next. Most likely in the next episode, because I think this one's going to come to an end pretty soon. Oh, we got 2 minutes left. Alright. Not sure what I'm doing at this point, actually. I'm not... because I know I make the teleport nodule. I already made that, so I don't know why I'm hovering over it right now. And so... I know that our next mission is to get to the space station. And I'm just wondering if I... wanted to get more starship fuel before that. Because... making some carbon nanotubes, apparently. I think this is what I meant to make. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what I ultimately wanted to do before we headed to the space station, is that I wanted to get some more starship fuel. For whatever reason, even though I'm pretty sure I still had like 6. But, and unfortunately we got this enemy. While I'm trying to get to these dihydrogens, we got this enemy coming at us. But he's no longer a threat. So... But I also don't want to fill up my entire inventory of feline liver at the same time. So... And, we got 34 4 seconds, so we'll see where this goes. I'm just kind of waiting it out now, guys. we'll get to the end, don't worry. And like I said, eventually this will be live, and so it'll be a lot easier for me to react to it because it'll all be happening right there, and I'll be in control of what's happening rather than just like, oh, it's happening now. It's just happening. Take it. Alright. Oh, there we go. I was just waiting for that to end. Okay, so opening up the, go ahead and delete that one, and opening up the next one. And we're back! We never left! We were always here the whole time. And so... and we're on a mission to make the more starship fuel. And I think we're going to be on this for a mission, and you know, for a while. Getting tired. I've been at this a little bit longer than I thought I was going to be, but I was also trying to figure out things, and yeah. You know, like this is also my first, you know, live stream using multiple monitors, and as it extended, working with extended displays, that I honestly wasn't sure wasn't going to work or not. But the second I plugged it into my second monitor, it just automatically showed up both screens. I'm like, oh, okay, thanks. Then I'm trying to figure out, like, okay, I gotta put this over here, and this has to go over here, but then all of a sudden, like, the screen didn't show up right, and I don't know. So, we figured it out, though. I'll figure it out. I'll make more sense. So, meantime, we'll get rid of these hazardous plants, which is really important because it's really weird too. You got these toxic hazardous plants, right? That are toxic. They're gonna damage you, but when you kill them, they produce oxygen. And I'm like, how does a toxic plant that is toxic give you oxygen? That makes no sense. So, but then again, trying to it's a dumb idea to. Yeah, we still need more ferrite, don't we? It was a dumb idea trying to understand video game logic. I mean, especially, like, I think the prime example would be, like, Legend of Zelda logic, because there's a lot of, like, Legend of Zelda logic that just doesn't make any sense at all. Like, for example, like, you know, getting the brass knuckle type things, like getting the gauntlets, and suddenly you can lift like 3 times your normal weight, and I'm like, wait, what? You can lift the 3 times the normal weight you would normally. You can lift 3 times the weight you normally would be able to. Okay. Words speak would help. And so. This is exactly why I normally just like to do a regular, like, you know, regular game reaction and not post-reaction like this, because then I know what I'm talking about. And it's a little bit easier for me to do, too, because I literally just did that with Dead Space, and it was, I mean, it wasn't perfect, I will admit, but it was better than this, so, oh yeah, we made those iron, I completely missed out the fact that we made those ion batteries. But yeah, like I said, you put those ion batteries and they instantly fill it all the way up to the top. They're so much easier to make than the other ones, because like I said, you just need cobalt and ferrite dust, and that's it. Apparently now we're heading to this buried technology module, because I felt like getting some more. I mean, at this point that's not a bad thing, because we got so much salvage. Or we got so many things that we need to discover, so many blueprints we need to find, that having a whole bunch of salvage data is not a bad thing. Just like it's not a bad thing to have more carbon. Like I said, because, and it's also one of the important blueprints, is once you get the silicon blueprints for the stone walls, because with silica, the silica stuff is basically stone. And once you learn how to make stone walls, then all you gotta do is like shoot at the ground, get a whole bunch of silica, and then you can use that to make stone. It's so much easier than using all your carbon up. So, But either way, we got these giant mushrooms that look like they caused the cordus fungus in The Last of Us 2. And, so... they actually told... Yeah, I think... To tell you the truth, if you ask somebody to draw what they think the mushroom would look like that causes the cordus fungus, if you were able to draw the mushroom that that fungus comes from, it probably would look something like that, because that did kind of look like an evil mushroom, to tell you the truth. No free slots in shoot infantry. Which means, that means I'm gonna have to get rid of something. And what will it be? The rusted stuff that I don't need? These don't, or the dihydrogen jelly that we actually can use. So, yep, yeah, I got rusted junk right there, and I decided to get rid of my dihydrogen jelly. Here's the problem: my entire inventory is being filled up by these feline things, because I'm getting 8 of them at a time, and I think like each inventory slot can only have like 1,000 or 2,000 of something in it, and so I think. Not 100% sure. Cobalt deposit, cobalt deposit, cobalt deposit. Oh my gosh, I could have like unlimited cobalt deposit. So. But we don't need that. But yeah, I'm not sure exactly how much. You know what? We got a minute and I'm just wandering anyways. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and look that up real quick. Well, we get another journey milestone accomplished, but I'm just gonna look up real quick. Alright. Much. Inventories. What? Okay, my AI orb review gave me most items can stack up with a maximum of 64 with a single inventory slot. However, some items like sugar boxes can hold more. So it started giving me the information for Minecraft and not for No Man's Sky. So elements can step up to 99 in any inventory in normal mode and 500 each slot in exosuit, and 500 of the in each of the slots carry up to 1,000. I'm not sure. I'm even more confused than I was before. I know you can get like, I want to say it's probably like 2,000 in each slot, and which sounds like a lot, but when you're collecting 8 at a time, and it can add up. Okay, I don't think I've overloaded. The point is, I have done that before, where I've filled up an entire inventory slot of just the feline livers. And then I just use up all my inventory slots, so I have nothing now. I can't get anything more. Which I mean, and the best thing for me to do is to go to the base. Literally, it's telling me investigate the space station. Go to that space station. If I was to go to that space station, I'd be able to sell some items, so that I'd be able to free up some inventory slots. But apparently we got more important things to do, like getting this copper deposit first. I don't know. Like I said, this is still my like early days of learning how to play this game. I said I played it before, but I still apparently didn't learn very much. But now I did learn more. So we learn more. More and more is more. So, like I said, this is just my early days of the game, and I still didn't understand like basic concepts like selling my inventory and realizing that that red backpack means I have no inventory, and I should be following what the game's telling me to do. Since I'm down to 25% protection, so. Oh, we're only 100 there, and yeah, we just need to use one of these ion batteries. There, we're all set to go. This is a nice planet too because we don't. I don't think we've even ran into a storm on this planet, whereas other planets we do. Even though I think this is another toxic planet, but I don't remember running into any storms yet. I know, it's just repeating myself. I'm getting tired, guys. I'm getting tired. I'm getting tired. It's just happening.
Toxic protection falling.
Oh, that's an alarm going. Okay. I gotta, hang on. I gotta, well, let's just let it walk. My blood pressure medication. Give me a second. Gotta get rid of this. I'll take a second. You will watch me get to go. Alright guys, I'm gonna go back just a little bit because that figures that was actually kind of funny how, you know, I'm collecting this copper here and everything's going right, and you know, it's just, you know, just collecting copper like normal. And then all of a sudden this guy runs in and I just kill him really quick and he just falls down like it's just like, oh yeah, that's something you don't really see every day. So I found it funny. I don't know if you guys found it funny or not, but I find that hilarious. Just the way he just kind of like strolled in there and he's like, oh no, and now he's just like falling. The more I'm destroying, he's just falling in. It's just, I don't know, I just find it funny. So either way, try to get rid of all this copper. That's what we're collecting. I thought it was gold for a second. That's why I was getting thrown off. I'm like, are we collecting gold? But you don't find gold in this gigantic resource collection. Oh yeah, you don't find gold in gigantic deposits like this. You find it in space, which is actually kind of weird because it's kind of like the opposite of the way it works on Earth. But so, all right. Hopefully now, get everything we need in order to be able to make the starship fuel. That I guess, and I think the problem is that I didn't realize that my starship fuel was in my starship. It wasn't on my person. So I'm like trying to make some more starship fuel because I'm like, I'm out of starship fuel, not realizing it was just in a different location. Alright, so yeah, see, my starship fuel is in my starship and none of my so I basically wasted that entire time because I just didn't know my starship fuel was in the wrong spot. I don't know why I'm landing now either. I know what I need to do. Probably just getting out real quick to get this dihydrogen. Yep, that's exactly what we're doing. So, I mean, trust me, it does get better because, like, the more I play this, once we get to, like, part 5 and part 6, it's really where, like, things start taking off. Where I start realizing, like, oh, this is how I collect this. This is how I collect dihydrogen. This is how I do this. This is where you know, I realized, like, oh, my starship fuel is not, it's not on me, it's actually in my starship, you know. I start realizing simple things like that, and it just becomes a lot easier to watch. But right now, it's probably painful, and I can admit, it's just because I don't really know what I'm doing yet. You know, I mean, it's better than, it's way better than, like, when my first playthrough, when I had absolutely no idea what I'm doing. But I still don't have, like, the knowledge I have now. And even the knowledge I have now isn't, like, fully, it's way better than this, but it's there's still a lot I have to learn about the game. And there's a lot to this game too, which is why I like it. Oh yeah, so if you get these deuterium plants, then your jetpack can do that. So, whee! But be careful, because you realize that when your jetpack fades, Okay, never mind. I know I did that one time where I had like a jetpack surge like that and was flying up and I didn't realize it faded, and then I just came slamming back to the ground. So... I don't know what was I trying to get a save beacon or something? I'm trying to remember. I want to say maybe it was a save beacon. Or a signal booster. Ready. Stonewall. That's what I should be making. There you go. Yeah, Stonewalls is... Stone is the way better to go. It may not be the most aesthetically pleasing, but it's a lot easier to get stone and to get alloy stuff, which I didn't think I actually got the alloy. Did I remember this, or? Oh great, my inventory's full. Well, now we're gonna hopefully finally do what we should have been doing all along. I'm pretty sure my ship wasn't that far away, but... Oh yeah, I was gonna take all the copper we got and turn that into okay, take half of it, I guess. I should have just made it all into chromatic metal, but whatever. Alright. Either way, so now it is finally the time to head off into space. Well, we already went to space. I mean, head off to the space station. I don't know what I'm doing. I really don't know. Stonewall. I mean, is this where I realize... Why am I trying to build another one? I just... Ugh. I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing right now. So... I guess we're gonna wait for this. I know my inventory is full, so I don't know why I don't just take off to the space station already. So... But then again, I can't really say, like, oh, well, magically I was able to, whatever, I don't know. Eee, you can fly. Oh. Sorry guys, I'm literally trying to figure out why I'm just not getting in my ship and taking off. It should happen right about now. Okay, finally, taking off, and we're heading taking off, we're gonna head to the space station like we should have been doing like for the last 20 minutes. So, well, we're not that far in. Well, close to 20 minutes. It's very close to 20 minutes. But the point is, we know what we needed to do since we like started this episode. So, alright. I can okay, I guess apparently I felt like shooting this rock and then damaging myself. Because... Okay, come on. Let's just... Alright, so... Come on, it's right there! You know, this is a hard thing about, like, being a YouTuber in any sort of fashion, or being like a gaming YouTuber especially when you're editing these things yourself, and you look back on like your footage of like the game of what you just played, you realize just how bad you were, and it's like, why can't I realize that I needed to do this? I mean, again, this is, you know, this is like early stages, and I have learned since then. It's like, okay, just do this. But for some reason, I just didn't do that. Okay, well, at least I think at least some progress will be made. We'll eventually get to that space station. It might be the last thing we do in this episode, but we'll get there. But I do remember that's probably why I was checking to see if I can make a base computer, because I wanted to be able to just make a base on this planet somewhere. Somewhere around here I gotta be able to make a base. There's gotta be some land around here somewhere. Well, actually, I think that's actually what I do. I do finally find some land and I make a base, and that's where this episode ends. Me making the base. So. Alright. I do want to hear, because this planet is mostly water. This has a lot more water than like the last planet did. So that's why I really wanted to make a base here. A base that, well, hang on, first we gotta go ahead and claim the base as ours so that no one else may have it. So, and I also noticed a creature I never noticed before. We can go back down and see it real quick. So. And then we'll go ahead and start, base teleport module. Definitely something we definitely want to make. And I don't, okay, apparently, okay, I thought we couldn't make it for a second there, but apparently that wasn't the case. Now we definitely couldn't make it because we'd have to get all the resources, but, alright. Then we just need a biofuel reactor and charge it. And there we go. Now I think I go back and this is where I rename it, because I don't know why I didn't do that in the first place. But again, remember, this is early days. Like I said, this is the second playthrough, but this is actually the playthrough where also I start figuring out some things. So this is still early days of me just like, basically just like, I just want to make base and not thinking about like, well, should I label the base before I actually, move on? Okay, so this is water base. So this is like, so alpha's the early one, or no? Oh crap! I realized I should have labeled it alpha. It should have been alpha. I'm wondering if I remember that in a minute or not. That I like that. Boy, that should have been alpha, but it's not alpha. Maybe I don't remember it. Or no, wait. Beta is the. Oh, never mind. I did it right. Oh, watch this. See this deadly plant here? It's gone. So. It's an easy way to get rid of plants. Just put a building over it. So. All right, so we're making ourselves this huge building, and I don't know why I'm making it so big. Oh yeah, if you hit like I think you hit like R1, or if you go ahead and you like edit mode, and you can just hit that to just delete it basically, really easily. So now I don't know why I'm still using all my carbon. I mean, we could have a lot to build, but at the same time, it's just, but it's just use. Oh, okay. I think this is me asking myself the same question. Why am I using all my carbon? I just got the stone wall for this very reason, and so. There we go. Yeah, make the stone walls out. Much easier to find silicate powder than the carbon. So, not the carbon's not that hard to find, but to get carbon in the mass quantities you want is a lot harder to do. But we don't have any like silicate door yet, so I think. Okay, well, I know, like right here is where we're gonna need to make. Because I haven't bought the silicate door yet, so we're just gonna have to use the timber angle door. We need missing components. Oh, I need pure ferrite. I need pure ferrite, which means I need to put down the portable refiner. Or that's not what I meant. The portable refiner. And then we just need to, well, obviously need to fill it up, and then we need to. Which I probably would have better just use the regular carbon, because now we only got 45% out of the 100% we would normally have, and so okay. So yeah, so like I said before, if you put ferrite in there, it becomes pure ferrite. You put it in again, it becomes magnetized ferrite. So, but that's not the important thing. The important thing is I'm just trying to make a timbered angled door so that I can actually enter the place. Put it in the right way. No. Ah. No, go back. Back. We want to make this door. I want to make an entrance. I want to be able to get in here. Yeah, that'll work. There we go. Now we can go back to the stone wall. Oh. Alright. I don't know. I want to say we finished building this by the end of the episode, and that's probably how the rest of this episode is going to be. But whatever. I mean, we'll have it at base, and that's what this is. Again, the more I play this, the more I realize it's like, you know what? I don't need a full-out base on every single.
Thermal protection falling.
Yeah, I don't need a base on every single. Or I mean, I don't need a shelter base, I guess you could say. Yeah. No, it is a base computer. I don't need a base like this. I don't need an actual like structure on every single base I make. I can just throw that base computer down and maybe a teleporter if I really want to, and that's it. And when I figure that out, it's a lot easier because then it's just like, okay, I just need base computer, bam, leave. The only time I would make a teleport thing is if I happen to be like my first base in that system, and the only reason I would make a teleporter in that case is just so that I can be able to teleport back to whatever system in case I find something. Boy, look at that creature. That thing's huge. So we got a lot of units. That must be a very rare find, because that's actually a lot of units. Most of them is only like maybe like 200-300, maybe 500. That was 3,000 units. So that's a lot of units for, you know, just that one creature. We could find a whole bunch of creatures like that, and we'd be banking. We'd be in the money. So, frozen tubers. Oh, so that's more food. And oh yeah, I was trying to destroy. This is weird because I was trying to get rid of this guy. I'm shooting him. I'm shooting him. I'm shooting him, and I'm pretty sure he just glitches out or something in a second. And but you think I'd kill him at some point, whatever creature this is, but I have no idea what his creature is because I never scan him. But and then yeah, and I just got meaty chunks. I don't know. That was really weird. I don't really understand that. So, I wonder if this is where I forget to. Oh no. Okay. I think at some point I forget to do this, and it actually does get damaged. I will go ahead and. Ah, never mind. Either way. Point is, I don't know what those actual creatures are called. I didn't scan it, and I probably should have when he was running away, and I never actually thought about that till just now. But either way, so that'll have to be something we do when we go live. Is that we just go ahead and scan one of those creatures to figure out what kind of creatures they are, some imposters or something like that. That's basically what it is. It's like, oh yeah, we're a stone. Nope, I'm a living creature. So, but anyways, we'll go ahead and get the rest of this ferrite dust, and that hopefully should be enough for us to do. We got 171, which should be enough for us to get what we need. But again, I'm not in control, so we'll see if I actually do go back or if I get distracted by a butterfly. So it's kind of the way this game is kind of gone before. I was about to reference something and I realized, oh, wait a minute, I haven't even uploaded that series yet. So I'm currently editing right now I gotta stop doing that. I'm currently editing a playthrough I did, or at least the first 5 episodes of, it's not even a playthrough, it's just my personal, not a playthrough, it's just, I worked on some Animal Crossing is what I'm trying to say, and I did 5 episodes of Animal Crossing, but I haven't uploaded uploaded that yet, so I can't reference something I haven't uploaded. But either way, all right. Well, we're gonna call that one good. Thank you guys for joining me for this live stream of the first 2 parts of the No Man's Sky pre-recorded sessions. They'll get better than this the more I get used to doing, pre-recorded stuff, and especially the more interesting they get, and the more I'm not wasting time. Because I know these first couple of episodes, I'm just kind of wasting time wandering all over the place. I don't really know where I'm going. Don't really have a plan. That changes, especially once we get like part 5 and beyond. And the next part, actually, because we just did part 2, but the next part is actually going to be part 4, because I didn't actually record part 3. So, anyways, thank you for joining me for this episode of this live stream, and I'll see you guys in the next one, where hopefully we'll be better and I won't be as tired as I am now.